right now we are in the biggest city here in southern Thailand, and if you haven't guessed it, it is the city of Hat Yai. And guys, this place is really incredible. Right now we're standing outside a huge Chinese temple. It looks absolutely beautiful. If you actually look into detail of this building, it is absolutely mind-blowing.
Yeah, it's definitely bigger than I thought it was going to be in real life. We're also going to be testing out this brand new device that Timekettle has sent us, which is the Fluentalk T1 Mini. It's a language translation device, so we're going to see how well it works today here in Hat Yai.
And I think I have an idea to test it out right now, because I want to find something out. There's this beautiful temple and I wonder, can you fly a drone in here? And there's a police officer behind me. I'm gonna go and ask him right now. Am I allowed to fly a drone in here? No? No, cannot. Ah, okay. Kapong kap.
Okay.
Right. So we're not allowed to fly a drone in here. Good thing we asked and didn't break any laws and didn't have to pay some massive fines. I was just literally about to rock out the drone and fly around this beautiful temple, but so far it saved us a bit of money, I'm guessing.
It saved us a lot.
As soon as you get to the town center of Hat Yai, it instantly feels that you are definitely in a modern city. There's a lot of modern shops, cafes, restaurants, you know, big streets, big screens. But also at the same time, you do feel like you're walking in a very traditional kind of city, you know? So it's gonna have a mixture between the modern and the traditional, which I really, really like. And even if it is the hottest time of the day, there's still some markets going on right now. Oh, baluteg. Oh, kapong kap. You get some flowers in here, some snacks. Gotta appreciate a good street art, and we're actually starting to see a little bit of it here in Hat Yai. That's the Hat Yai Junction train station, I can imagine. Yeah, really quirky little streets like that, very traditional, very green and overgrown. And you know, from the very busy street, you turn around the corner and you have a super quiet little street. What's this?
I love how they've integrated it into the wall.
Is this a butthole?
It's holding the post. I like these streets. It doesn't even feel like you're in a big city.
So yeah, a bunch of artwork inspired by like sort of like Chinese kind of style and Chinese Buddhism. It is really, really beautiful, guys. We don't see many temples like that here in Thailand actually, and this is one of the very few. Maybe let's get a little bit closer to it just to have a better view of it. And I feel like this one is where probably all of the Buddhist monks kind of live here. I would assume so.
I feel like it's so quiet, really nicely decorated. There is a lot of religions here in Hat Yai. I think it's actually one of the most multicultural cities in Thailand. There's all kinds of religions and cultures here because it's right next to Malaysia as well, which is one of the most multicultural places in Southeast Asia.
And this is just a picture, guys. Yeah, that was really realistic. I'm really, really impressed with the artwork here in Hat Yai.
I love walking along the streets and seeing a little business like this, literally mobile. It's all on one little motorbike tuk-tuk, so they can take this business anywhere in Thailand if they wanted to, really. So we've been wandering around the city in this heat, and we realized that we haven't even eaten today. So we just found a random little market, and we're gonna go and see if we can find some local snacks. Thing is that I don't think Hat Yai sees a lot of tourism, so a lot of signs are like in Thai, and maybe not every single local person speaks very well English. But luckily we have this little device, so see if it actually can help us translate some of the menus in here. There's a menu completely in Thai. You couldn't tell what this is, and Olivia's trying to translate it here. I want to see if it actually works. Scanning. We've got stir-fried squid with salted eggs, shrimp, stir-fried eggs with white sauce, and it's pretty much says everything in English. Stir-fried omelette. Pretty accurate by the looks of it.
Right.
Has all the words.
I'm looking at these barbecues and they look really, really good. I'm not entirely sure what this is. It kind of looks a bit like beef, but I'm not entirely sure. Let's give it a try with this thing. Is this beef?
Yes.
Beef, yeah? Ah, okay, okay. Never tried beef in Hat Yai, the Hat Yai style beef. You want to try it?
Have you got two different flavors?
Yeah, these are two different flavors.
I hope this isn't the spicy one.
Oh, look at the glaze. Wow, that's a beautiful glaze. Mine tastes like coffee.
Mine tastes like peanuts.
Different flavor, right?
Yeah. It just tastes like coffee.
And yours tastes like sweets.
Yeah, peanut. Weird.
Oh, like candy.
Kind of interesting.
So right now, driving through one of the main streets here in the city center of Hat Yai. By the size of the buildings in here, it looks like you are in a really, really big city. And I think that these are the biggest buildings in the whole of southern Thailand, which is pretty cool for a change. You know, you drive around loads of little traditional places and stuff, and then in the middle of nowhere, somewhere in the very south of Thailand, there's a mega city like Hat Yai. I wouldn't say it's a mega city. Do you know the population of the city, Olivia?
It's less than Chiang Mai. It's the 5th largest city in terms of population, so maybe 150,000.
Right, I would say it feels way more, right?
It feels like
does
more
feel
people.
like that.
It feels bigger than Chiang Mai
Yeah.
to me. The road is like a little walking street.
Yeah.
You can buy some clothes along here, some food. Look at this huge Chinese market. Look,
I think they do shark soup.
Yeah.
Soup in here. Wow.
Shark fish.
You want to walk around here a little bit?
Yeah.
We decided to just get off our bikes and walk a little bit. We have noticed there's a lot of signs in English, meaning that it's probably a touristy area. I see why, because there's a lot of nice little things, like the roads are nice, loads of food, loads of shops, loads of markets. There's a few shark signs, meaning that they do the shark fin soup. I'm not sure if you have heard what it is, but it's like a very popular dish. It comes from China. It is getting banned everywhere because, you know, it takes an entire shark to kill and take its fin to make the soup. We have never tried it before. We have seen it everywhere all over Thailand, especially in like Chinatown in Bangkok. We've seen there last time. But no, we're probably not gonna try it here ourselves. But if you're interested to try something crazy exotic like that, this is the place to do it. And the market itself looks like it has a little bit of everything in here, like loads of clothing and things like that.
Extra large size.
Yeah, not selling it, mate.
Definitely for tourists, this market. It says love at first pump. What does
Yeah,
that
I was
mean?
looking at that shop with Olivia, and it says love at first pump.
That sounds
No,
not like a weed shop.
it is a cannabis shop. So as you probably know, like a couple of years ago, they done an incredible decision to bring tourism back, or I don't know the reasons exactly, but they legalized cannabis in Thailand, which is the only country in the whole of Asia that legalized it, and such a shout. And to be honest, coming here to Hat Yai, there's like 20 of different cannabis shops in here, all different kinds, very affordable. Weed goes from like 150 baht, which is really cheap. Like you're going Krabi is like 3 times the price. So yeah, Hat Yai is really good for these kind of things. There's a lot of cheap food, you know, and all kinds of food you can get, from like Western burgers to really, really traditional foods.
Sun's going down and the streets are definitely getting more and more busier with traffic, and more people starting to come out for evening meals and going out to night markets and doing shopping, because it's a lot cooler as well to be outside. But one thing I do love about Hat Yai so far is that no matter how busy and crazy and noisy it gets in the center, you know that just a 10-15 minute drive in pretty much any direction out of the city, you'll be met with some beautiful mountains. There's parks and temples out there, and there's a lot of places where you can just escape to the nature. There's even a beach in Songkhla, which isn't too far from here, if you're missing the coast and want to go there for the day. So I feel like people who live here are pretty lucky because they have a lot of choice on what they can do and where they can go on the weekends as well.
Now you see loads of people everywhere, action, everyone's just eating, getting massages and all kinds of things, and the whole city is actually lighting up as well. Like there's so many colors, so many lights. It looks completely different place right now. There's little markets like that literally everywhere right now. We don't even know which one to go to. If we just go to anyone that we see, don't even know the name of it, it's just by this big building.
Seems like they've got quite a few things. This wasn't here earlier. I think it only opens at night.
Seen a lot of local desserts, very beautiful looking desserts. I'm just gonna ask the lady if she cooks it for themselves, because generally a lot of these look like factory made, but like you don't know if it's homemade or not. I'm just gonna ask her with this device. Do you make these cakes yourself? Right? So she makes it herself as well. Which one would you recommend to try?
That one?
Okay, Ning. Okay.
Right.
Alright, we're gonna try some local. That one looks alien as hell. I've never seen anything like that.
This one over here.
Oh,
With coconut.
okay.
And this one, she's also given us.
Pandan.
Mara, don't forget.
Moment.
Thank you. Okay, we're doing dinner a bit backwards today and we're starting with dessert because why not? We're adults, we can do whatever we want. So the device seems to work pretty well. We've asked Thai people all day questions using it and they've understood what we were asking them. A few people were a bit too shy to actually respond. Not like when we've used this device in a previous video, we had conversations with them. People were a bit shy today, but that's okay. The accuracy of this is pretty high. It's actually one of the best on the market if you want good translations. And it also has 1 year free mobile data, so you can use it offline as well. So if you're in an emergency situation, you don't have internet on your phone and you need to translate something, this can come in pretty handy. It actually works in over 36 languages and 88 accents as well, so you could use it in a lot of places around the world.
So if you are living abroad or traveling and you don't speak the local language, this device could be very, very useful. And if you are interested, there's a link in the description below of this video. Go and get one for yourself, man, and you can thank us later. We just found a cute little spot, a very romantic little place to sit here by the traffic and try these crazy looking desserts. I thought this was like a chunk of pineapple. She said it's a cake.
Oh.
Is it good? It looks sweet for some reason. Is it sweet?
That is literally the opposite of what I thought it was going to be. It looks like pineapple, it's literally cake.
It's a cake.
I'm actually so confused right
It's like
now.
a pineapple. You know what it is? It's just potato.
Potato?
No, it's cassava.
I thought it was fruit, like fresh fruit.
Way better than I thought it was gonna be. It doesn't even look that nice looking at it, but it actually tastes really good.
Yeah.
It tastes quite organic as well. I think it's just a cassava root or something potato root like that with some coconut milk. Bang.
You know, we've been in Thailand for a long time and I'm surprised that the food still finds a way to shock me. I was not expecting that texture or flavor, and I feel like we've had this before.
I do think we had a similar one for sure.
Pandan's
Because
tasty.
you know, when we had this phase back in days where we just eat those pretty much every day in Chiang Mai. Yeah, it's been a while now. Anyways, let's give it a try. This very gelatinous looking thing. Pandan. Oh, it's yum. It's like kind of like rice, what do you call it? Rice goo?
Rice
Give it a go.
Glutinous rice.
Yeah, glutinous. Like
Well, that's like sticky rice.
the gluten from the rice. Does that make any sense? Rice gluten? Gluten's bad for you apparently.
Oh yeah, I remember we went through a phase of eating these. We do that with all foods though. We find something, we get obsessed with it and we eat it for like 2 weeks straight until we're sick of it. So last night when we were in Hat Yai, it was looking a bit cloudy and we thought there wasn't going to be much of a sunset. So we didn't come up to the city park where usually that's the spot where people come up and watch the sunset here in Hat Yai. So we thought we'd come up here this morning just to check it out and see the views because we did miss out a little bit last night. There's actually this massive golden Buddha overlooking the city. You can actually see him all the way from the city centre. And the views are just over here. It's very peaceful up here in the morning. There's not too many people. During the evening it can get quite busy for the sunset views and people coming here. But morning's completely different. It's really quiet. Not too many people and wow. You really do see the whole view of the city here. What do you think?
Really nice, absolutely beautiful. So peaceful, tranquil. I saw some people having breakfast here. What a spot. If I'd lived here, I'd be coming here very often.
We actually drove all the way up here because we're lazy, but you can actually walk from the city park down there all the way up the steps, and on the way you stop off at other little temples on the way. So if you want some exercise, that would be the way to do it, but we didn't want exercise this morning. There is actually also supposed to be a cable car. I saw the sign over there. And it's like one of the main things to do here, but apparently it's temporarily closed right now. I think it's for maintenance or something. So we don't get to do the cable car this time around, but maybe next time. The city looks so big when you're actually in it, but from here, it looks so tiny. And all the way over there, we can actually see Songkla Mosque in the distance. So Songkla is over there, and I'm convinced that I can actually see the sea from here. Definitely a good spot for coming to exercise or just come in early morning for sunrise, meditating, do some yoga. I feel like this is a really nice relaxing place to do that.
Don't know very much about Buddhism, but after traveling for years here in Southeast Asia and seeing all kinds of Buddhism, I am very surprised to see Han Buddhism here in Hat Yai in Thailand, because Thailand is Theravada Buddhism and I know there's Mahayana as well, which I think it's in Vietnam. And the temples in here, they do look like temples in Vietnam. You know, you see a lot of like Chinese style Han Buddhism temples everywhere with dragons and stuff like that. And thing is, most of the temples are Han Buddhism, and I have no idea why exactly, because we are in Thailand. If you guys know, let us know in the comments below, because I'm really intrigued to know why pretty much all the temples here are Han Buddhism, the Chinese style Buddhism. We had to drive out a little bit out of the city to see this one-of-a-kind temple here in Hat Yai. The temple is actually very different to any other Buddhist temples that we have ever seen.
Pretty sure it's made of all steel.
Yeah,
Stainless
it looks
steel.
like a stainless steel, like very shiny.
It looks, I could see it from the city on the mountain in the distance, and I was like, I know what that is, we've got to go there.
So we're gonna take off our shoes here and then go and see inside of this beautiful looking temple. This is very, very different.
I thought it was glass for a
I
second
don't know.
then.
Are you sure you can just enter like this?
Why not? There's people in
Yeah,
there.
go for it.
I guess there's a mat.
This is really trippy.
I think trippy is the right word to describe it. This is such an interesting design for a temple. What?
It feels like you're in a spaceship.
It does feel like that, and also feels like you're looking in some sort of mirrors and reflecting of mirrors, but it's not mirrors. It's just like that, the way it is. It's just, I'm going in circle right now. As you can see, they all look very similar. They're kind of repetitive. Is there an arrow up? Wow, look at this,
Yeah,
the sound.
the bells ringing in the wind. Wow.
Oh wow, this is really impressive actually. Look how shiny everything is. It puts you the nation, like the reflection of it.
Can you get outside of this?